Imagine this. You're in a conversation with someone, and they're telling you something that you don't agree with. Maybe you think you already know all there is to know about the topic. Maybe you're getting frustrated because they're saying something that seems wrong or incomplete. But here's the question. What if you're wrong? What if the person you're talking to actually knows something you don't? Today, we're diving into Jordan Peterson's 9th rule in 12 Rules for Life. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. This rule challenges us to approach conversations with a mindset of humility and curiosity rather than defensiveness and arrogance. It's easy to walk into a conversation thinking we already have all the answers. We've done the research, we've read the books, and we've had the experiences. So when someone else speaks, we often tune out, assuming we know better. But the truth is, we don't know everything. No matter how much we've learned or experienced, there's always something we don't know. And sometimes, that knowledge is right in front of us, in the person we're listening to. Jordan Peterson's rule is a call to practice humility. It's about recognizing that every person we meet has their own unique perspective, knowledge, and life experience. Instead of immediately assuming that we're right, this rule encourages us to open our minds to the possibility that others might have something valuable to teach us. Let's be honest, we've all been there. You're in a discussion and the other person says something you don't agree with. You get defensive, ready to argue your point, and before you even listen fully, you've already decided they're wrong. But here's the danger. When you assume you know better, you shut yourself off from learning something new. You stop listening, and you stop growing. Instead of engaging in a productive conversation, you're just going through the motions, waiting for your turn to talk. This is the arrogance of certainty, the belief that we have all the answers, and anyone who disagrees is wrong. But that mindset doesn't serve us. It isolates us, and it keeps us from expanding our understanding of the world. Now let's flip that around. What happens when you assume the person you're listening to might know something you don't? First, it opens you up to new ideas. Even if you don't agree with everything the other person says, by assuming they have something valuable to offer, you're more likely to listen actively and engage thoughtfully with their perspective. Active listening is about really hearing what the other person is saying, instead of just thinking about your next response. When you listen with the assumption that the other person might have knowledge or insight that you lack, you approach the conversation with curiosity, respect, and humility. You give them the benefit of the doubt, and in doing so, you create an environment where learning is possible for both sides. Here's the thing. Humility isn't about thinking less of yourself. It's about thinking of yourself less. It's about recognizing that there are countless perspectives and experiences out there, and we can learn something valuable from everyone we meet. When we adopt this mindset, we open ourselves up to personal growth. Every conversation becomes an opportunity to learn. Every person we interact with has something to offer, whether it's their expertise, their life experience, or even just their way of thinking. And this isn't just about getting facts. It's about seeing the world through someone else's eyes. It's about broadening your perspective and allowing yourself to be challenged by others so that you can grow and evolve in your thinking. If this message resonates with you, I want you to think about this. How often do you assume you know better in a conversation? When someone says something you don't agree with, do you immediately shut them down, or do you pause and listen to what they have to offer? I challenge you today to practice active listening. The next time you're in a conversation, assume the person you're talking to might know something you don't. Approach the discussion with an open mind, curiosity, and humility. Ask questions instead of just waiting for your turn to speak. Engage in the conversation with the goal of learning rather than winning. If this video inspired you, please like it to support the importance of humility and active listening. Comment below and share how you plan to implement this rule in your daily life. What steps will you take to listen more deeply and learn from others? And don't forget to subscribe to Awaken Your Essence for more content on how to grow through conversations, become a better listener, and approach life with curiosity. Remember, we all have something to learn from the people around us, and the more we listen, the more we grow.